Hi folks, welcome to Diecast Overhaulin', doing budget builds diecast, from scratch. For today's project, I will attempt to build a modern military machine you can see, in the arsenal of numerous European countries, the PANTZIR GURS. This is a travel tracker, made by Matchbox, part of the MBX Explorer, that was produced from 2014 to 2020. It is included in a bundle deal I acquired online, and I saw its potential for a certain project, so I bought it. Let's get cracking on this project, by firstly drilling the two rivets. I will continue on with the disassembly, by prying in between the body and chassis. I will be needing more parts for this build, so I have this junk Tomica Cabelco crane, as the donor. After drilling the pivot rivet, I will separate the chassis from the body. Then I will dismantle the operator's cab, with the use of flat screwdriver. The interior with the seat of the operation is built with the undercover, so, I will just tap it lightly with the handle of the screwdriver, to be separated from the body. I will then remove the two-section plastic boom. The parts I need now is ready for paint stripping. If you are liking this video, kindly click the thumbs up icon, and if you are enjoying watching, kindly consider subscribing for more videos. After removing paint, I will have a mock-up to take measurement. The truck bed with the grills, windshield, and windows need to be separated. I will cut it in half and take the front section. I will do some cutting in the chassis of the crane. This is to create an opening, for the new set of wheels, and for the truck cab to fit in. This crane Tomica diecast model is so thick and heavy. After cutting the fenders, I will reposition it closer to the intact fender, but I need to do some trimmings. I found this body of a semi-truck in my bin. I will be needing its cab for this project. I have cut the cab from the semi-truck head. I will be attaching it to the travel tracker head. And this look is what I am after. I have a few of this Maisto ATV in my stash. It has an off-road rubber wheels, with good-looking rims. Its diameter is perfect for this project. Then, I will be using the chassis of the semi-truck donor, but I need to do some modification for alignment of wheels. I made an improvised jig for attaching the two fenders. This will help me to ensure better alignment as I put glue on them. When the glue hardened, I will then apply steel epoxy, to strengthen the bond. After few hours, the epoxy I applied is already rock solid for sanding. I need a piece that will serve as a connector between the back frame and head of the truck, to make it sturdy, so I took the back portion of another junk truck head, and used it to glue the two parts together. I make sure that it is squarely attached, for the truck head to be aligned and level. On this stage, I will make an initial mock-up assembly, with the set of wheels, back frame, and truck head. After I glued the truck head to the back frame, I did the same procedure, to strengthen the bond of the two parts using epoxy in the interior and back portion. For the cab part, I cut the cab in half, which I took from a semi-truck. Then, using remaining parts of a cheap plastic tank model I used in my previous projects, I took some parts of it, and glued to the half cab. This is the body of the Tomica crane. I trimmed off the top side rear portion on both sides diagonally. Then patching the holes created with epoxy. Same with underneath. Then I apply heat to bend the plastic cover to match the body. This will be the mounting section for armaments I am going to install. Using a white paper, I marked the wheel position with arrows, then lay down the chassis I am going to modify, and placing rivets aligned with the arrows, it will serve as the housing of the wheel shafts. Here is the finished chassis ready for wheels, but I have to check if the alignment is within the right position. It's time for me now to install the wheels, and see if it is touching in some areas. She is a roller, she runs smoothly. Now I will try how she rolls with the whole body attached. The front portion under the grille has a void area, and I need to do something about it. I found this weird-looking plastic truck head in my bins, but honestly it has a mean-looking bumper. I will try to cut and fit it into my project and see how it will look like. By looking at it, I think it will work. I trimmed it to fit but, still short, so used a part of the Maisto ATV chassis, to cover the entire void area under the grille. The slanting backward shape of it fits in nicely on that area. I just need to patch the hole from its rivet. The excess part of the semi-truck chassis was cut into length to fit into this project. It was a success. I filled up the gap between the chassis and the grille. I just need to improvise on how I will fasten the chassis to the body. For the next phase of this project, I will work on the rotating mount for the main gun and rocket launchers. I will be using the old plastic boom of this crane, including discarded razor, to create the main gun. I cut the upper part of the old shaver, then sliced it in half and trimmed it horizontally, glue it together and put a spacer to have the right shape I am after, then wait for the glue to dry. I will dismantle this busted lighter, and salvage the swiveling part for the radar assembly. This is the part I took from the lighter. It will be the base of the radar, that can move up and down and rotate 360 degrees. This radar will be installed at the back portion of the turret assembly. The space between the joined razor tip was filled with epoxy, now it's hard. I can go on with the sanding. The middle part for main gun is done. Now I will do a test fit, by inserting this piece into the plastic boom I have cut earlier. It fits nicely. Now I will try it on the turret, to check on the length, and see if I need to shorten the two parts. The two parts are cut into right length, and glued together. I will now pick a rifle from stacks of Lego armaments, for the barrel of the main gun. I have picked this rifle. It looks like a 50 caliber sniper rifle with thermal sight and scope. I will now cut the thermal scope and save it. I will use it in this project. Then take the important part, the barrel. This is the barrel that I need. It has nice detail. I will glue it in reverse, to the other part of the main gun I have finished, to show the detail in the flash suppressor. Assembling this part is a bit tricky. I have to hold it, and let it harden enough to manipulate it into perfect alignment. Here it is, the completed main gun for this military vehicle project. I have decided to use the remaining part of the boom, for the swivel and pivot mechanism of the radar. Initially I drilled holes on both sides. I just need to do some filing to reshape it. But I am still using this part. The other lighter part is tall and too bulky. It is not proportioned with the turret. I will now put a mark on where to cut. Cut the edges and reshape it with a file. Then try it on top of the turret. I cut portion of the remaining plastic tank model, and glued it to the radar base to have detail. Again, from Lego Armaments, I will be using this drum-type magazine for the radar. I will cut off protruding parts, and do a filing and sanding. While waiting for the glue on the radar to set in, I will work on another job order, making fenders for second wheels, using this plastic crane bottom cover. After doing some sanding on the bottom part to match the looks of what the project has, I will cut it into right size. This is how it looks after I glued it to the body. And this is how it appears when the body and the wheels are attached. She's a smooth roller also. I have these rivets where heads are cut. Then using round needle file, I filed the tip, to fit seamlessly to the other rivet shaft. I also drilled hole for the aluminum cable strand to fit in. All of these will be the hydraulic mechanism for main gun and rocket launcher. This is one of the two hydraulic cylinders I made. This is for the rocket launcher. And this is the rocket launcher I am talking about. I made it from the second section of the plastic crane boom. The cylinder hydraulic shaft is made out of aluminum cable strand, as well as the pin. Then I covered the rear end with part from plastic tank model. This will mimic the hydraulic mechanism. This is the finished radar assembly. It can tilt upward and then return to forward position. I put screw in the middle at the bottom, for orbital movement. This is now the main gun. I attached the thermal scope from the Lego 50 caliber rifle. For the turret I filled the gap with plastic tank model parts to have detail. The hydraulic hinges for main gun and rocket launchers came from the end part of two sliding section of crane plastic boom, and I already installed the hydraulic cylinder for the main gun. I likewise cut two ring-like shape from rivet shaft for the main gun hinges. And lastly I have secured the radar base with epoxy. I added a little detail that has nice effect under the bumper lower part. I took it from the razor I have used earlier. I cut an angle shape on both ends and glued it to the under grill. It gets a little wider, and looks better than before. After finishing fabricating all the parts for this project, the next thing I have to do is to create fastener to hold the chassis. For this part, I will use a rivet shaft. I filed both sides of the rivet heads, to attach seamless with the body. I will initially use super glue to attach the fastener to the body, so that I can manipulate it to its right position. Then when it hardened, I will reinforce it with steel epoxy for further strength. Now it's time for me to put it together, starting with the 16 wheels attaching to the chassis. For the turret, I will screw on the radar assembly to its base. The main gun is next to be assembled, inserting hydraulic shaft to the cylinder. I will use a temporary pin for this time, just for this mock-up assembly. Now I will install the hydraulic cylinder for the rocket launcher. This will take time, because of its position and size, and I need to use tweezer. Hydraulic shaft of the launcher will be inserted in its shaft, then put the temporary hinge pin. Turret assembly is now ready to be attached to the body. I made a washer out of rivet head for the turret screw, for smooth rotation. Interior with windshield and grille will be the next one. Then the chassis with wheel will be secure with a screw. For the last part, a spare tire from junk, filled with putty behind, to be mounted in between the cab. Let me now try, if mechanism for launcher trajectory is functioning. How about radar detection? The main gun aiming and turret 180 degrees rotation. Panzer GURS passed the operational test and now ready for paint. I used gloss olive green paint in this project. I removed the rubber wheels from the rims and painted the latter individually, and it looked nice. All of the wheels are rolling freely. I did not apply paint in the windshield, it remains gray color, but I painted the grille in black to have contrast and olive green for the bumper. This is the body in olive paint. I used yellow gold and glittered red nail polished for side, indicator, and brake lights, while I used silver for headlights and backing lights. I likewise painted the spare tire black on both sides, and olive green for the rim. And this is the turret with armaments and equipment. The rocket launcher, main gun, radar, including antenna is painted olive green, while gun barrel is black and the two hydraulic shafts is silver. I will now go on with the assembly. The turret will be attached to the body with screw and washer at the bottom. Then, the chassis with the wheels will be secured to the body fastened to improvised threaded rivet shaft. The spare tire with tiny slot to keep it in place will be inserted at back of the truck head. Here it is now, my own version of Panzer GURS, ready for action build from old beaten-up off-road truck by Matchbox, Tomica junk crane and scrap materials. The PANTZIR missile system is a family of self-propelled, medium-range surface-to-air missile and anti-aircraft artillery systems. 3 types of vehicles make up one system: a missile launcher, a radar truck and a command post. These type of military vehicle was designed to provide point air defense of military, industrial, and administrative installations against aircraft, helicopters, precision munitions, cruise missiles, and UAVs, and to provide additional protection to air defense units against enemy air attacks employing precision munitions, especially at low to extremely low altitudes. The first finished version was completed in 1995, with the 1L-36 radar. It is a short to medium-range ground-based air defense system, with 2 to 3 operators. Its air defense consists of automatic anti-aircraft guns, and surface-to-air missiles with radar, or optical target tracking and radio command guidance. This Frankenstein build is not perfect compared to those you can buy in toy stores, but for sure this is a one-of-a-kind die-cast model. I made the radar tilt upward or downward, and rotate in 360 degrees. The main gun and rocket launcher can aim up to 45 degrees, and the turret can rotate in 180 degrees. After hitting the target, the radar, main gun, and rocket launcher will retract, and move to another target. Hope you like this PANTZIR Frankenstein project. Until next build, always remember, if you cannot buy them, build them. Thanks for watching.